Hello, 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 folks. Welcome to the Hello World Podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? Listen, thanks for tuning in and welcome to my podcasting. For those who are new, I just wanted to welcome you and just let you know that my podcasting is about personal growth, mastery, and figure out who the heck we are in this process. Using astrology as a GPS for the collective and for the individual and for collective, for the guidance. Okay, folks, I am actually dealing with no internet right now, so it will be a pre-recorded and yeah, totally freaking craziness. The lightning just hit our router here and so we may not have internet until tomorrow, so I'm not quite sure when will that be posted. But I'm kind of doing this podcasting right now because today we are having a new moon in Leo. Oh boy, we have to talk quite a bit about this. Okay, before we go actually into the whole podcasting, I just wanted to let you know where the stars or how the planets are standing right now. The sun is in Leo, moon is in Leo, Mercury is in Cancer, and it's still retrograde. And finally, tomorrow it will go direct. Venus in Leo, Mars in Leo, talking about frying fire energy. Jupiter in Sagittarius is also retrograde. Saturn in Capricorn retrograde. Uranus in Taurus. Neptune in Pisces retrograde. Pluto retrograde. Chiron Aries retrograde. Oh, wow. True North Node, Cancer retrograde, and Lilith in Aquarius retrograde. As I like to say it, what a cocktail of energy, folks. So, let's begin. So, where do we want to start? Wow. That's the only thing what I can say right now. Because it's so much. I actually even didn't do last week any podcasting because the energy was so intense that, like I said, a lot of the time I do not like to kind of repeat myself because there are not many changes happening. In a sense, because a certain thing is just right now focused in a one kind of entanglement, and let's see, how this whole thing will kind of look like when this entanglement is over. One thing what I would like to kind of focus myself today is about Pluto and its role in a soul evolution, or our resistance against our evolution. And how sometimes when we kind of need to go through our changes, or we've been faced with the changes, and we are kind of stagnating and trying to hold it back, that this life crisis can present itself. I always like to say, or I hate to say that, but I always say it, is that we have two choices. We either move forward willingly, or when the soul makes a decision, we will get quite a bit smacked, and it will not be pretty. So either one, it's optional. But that's like I said, whatever we choose, it will, be our personal responsibility. The reason why, people are having a hard time, because, sometimes when we kind of have to give up everything what we know, it is painful, and people are just having a hard time, to say, okay, I am ready, or I want to do this, so. I'm not quite sure. Let's just go back to the July 2nd, July 2nd, we had actually new moon, and then the July 16th, we had the full moon. It was another unbelievable, intense period of time. Actually, the whole month of July is incredible, intense. And there are a couple of reasons for that, folks. The reason why, because Cancer was in opposition to Capricorn. And we have actually Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, and it was opposing. We had actually the Sun and the North Node and Mars and Mercury, and later on it was joined by Venus. I mean, on and on and on. And that was incredible, potent energy. The reason why I'm saying potent, that I've been mentioning a couple of times that the North Node, wherever it is, you can always count back 20 years that it took for things through healing. And right now, having Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn opposing not in Cancer, this is right now almost, we could call it a revolutionary soul, Pluto, pushing our soul for transformation. And another thing what it came to me that I am looking for to share with you guys is that I'm following right now for a couple of years people's ascendant in the first house. And I'm coming more and more to the conclusion that, if people have the first four signs, in the first house, these people are, these people are finding about themselves, who they are, what's their value, how they are communicating, their own center, the fourth house, the stability in their own center. If you're in the second category, Leo, Virgo, Libra, okay, these are the energies where we start to kind of wake up. So it's recognizing, wait a minute, I'm not a beginner anymore. Okay, in the Leo, actually, we are becoming conscious about ourselves, okay? And then, in Virgo, we are kind of sorting out, and then we have Libra, and in the Libra, it's just look like, okay, let's balance what is left over, and then through the Scorpio, we are going to the next stage. And this is the category of what I'm coming to understand now, is that people with a Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and even Pisces on the on the first house, these are the folks that are hit the most. I want you to contemplate, and I really wanted you to kind of evaluate your life and see, is that something that it matches what I'm trying to share here with you folks. And what I'm sensing here is that these people are actually even moving to the next level, where they are actually transforming themselves from the individual into this collective. Gained energy or gained wisdom is getting shared now from experiences, and whatever we learned, because I have myself a Scorpio here in the first house, what we learned and, pass on to the people around us, and pass on who are seeking and, going through the hard times. Because look, like I said, is that when Pluto starts to push, Pluto is actually a voice of the soul, more or less. Okay, and I would say, I'm actually even not surprised that we have so many turmoils right now around in the world, because we have right now a huge push from the Pluto, push for the soul evolution, go to the next level. And a lot of people, this is what I'm actually gathering, this information. A lot of people are having an awful hard time with these changes. Some of them are subconsciously deciding they don't want to stay here. They, want to move out, leave the plane. So what we are right now hearing, this humongous amount of people are dying, folks. It's very intense. A lot of people's lives are falling apart. And a lot of the time, when our lives are falling apart, is a sign that we are still trying to support something that is not working anymore. Another things what I kind of came to that deep conclusion, that this whole Cancer energy was about soul integration. And it was kind of funny that, a friend of mine actually asked me 2 days ago, did I see the movie Lucy? And I said, nope. And so, okay, last night I went to see it. This is like, holy crap. It was very interesting. Talking about a full integration of consciousness. If you didn't see the movie, folks, it's worth to see it. Okay. And another aspect what I came to is that this July integration is just a preparedness for the January intense, what's the word here? Let me just kind of pull out. Integration, transformation, actually, that's the word what I was looking for. January 12th, it will be next huge impact, and then in November 2020. As I've been mentioning, actually, that what my experience and what my information resource, what I'm kind of getting is that actually 2020 will be healing between the male and female energy. So that will be pretty interesting, but also we are starting a whole new cycle, Pluto-Saturn cycle in January, so another 35 or 38 years. And so practically this whole July was just the next layer of the transformation on the deeper level. It was more on the emotional level. It was more, internally, because Capricorn is more on the structural level. Okay, so this was more internal shift of energy and what we value and what's really going on. So, it's heavy, folks. This is why I'm just kind of, breathing through, So anyway, another thing, what was very, what is very potent, look like I've been saying right now, having a sun, moon, Venus and